Well, good evening and happy Monday, everyone. I'm so delighted that you all are choosing to join us on this Monday, January the 8th, 2024. It's the first Monday our team is getting together on one of our team calls. I'm zooming in from Nashville, Tennessee, and I've heard already reports of rain here and snow there and stuff going everywhere. So we've got people coming in from all over the country. So thank you. I always want to acknowledge that your choice to be here says so very, very much. And I thank you for taking the time out of your busy days and your evenings to join us for this very special call. And every week when we come together as a team, it is to remind us of our mission, the greater mission of the Juice Plus Company and community, which is inspiring healthy living around the world. And we do that every time that we are sharing our stories, we're sharing resources, we're inviting people to come on along to learn. And it's never been a better opportunity and a better time for us to be embracing the mission of inspiring healthy living. We have so many company sponsored resources. And before I even introduce Brandon, I just want to remind everybody of a couple things. So I'll get to that in just a minute. But okay, hold on just a second. My battery is running low and we have I'm sorry, guys. We've had internet issues all day in our area. Okay, let me plug myself up. Okay, I am so sorry. It's cooking live here, as Emerald says. That's what happens sometimes when life is just messy. But the Mission Possible team, we're all a part of the Mission Possible team, which is a growing team of inspired individuals, ambassadors, and agents dedicated to change and creating change in our world. So thank you for being here this evening. And before I introduce Brandon, our special speaker, I just want to remind you of a couple of things that are taking place this week that affect most everybody in our team. Tomorrow, January the 9th, there is a special Leadership University call for all sales coordinators and above. You should have gotten an email. We have posted it in different places. We'll post it again in Voxer and we'll post it again in the Mission Possible Facebook group. And then Wednesday, January the 10th at 7:30 p.m. is Wellness Wednesday for everyone who's participating in the shred. And these have been phenomenal resource calls and support. So I encourage you to invite people to come on along and learn. So let me introduce to you our special speaker this evening. Some of you have already had the privilege of meeting Brandon Barber. I was introduced to him through some sideline buddies, national marketing director friends last year, and several of you have participated in his master coaching and academy classes. But and I will tell you that Brandon lives in Utah. He is a husband. He's a father of four. But just my experience and perception of Brandon, without a whole lot of bio details, is that he not only is a master coach, but he is definitely high energy. And the word that comes to my mind is compassionate. Just listening to Brandon coach and work with people one-on-one has really spoken to me how well Brandon listens and how well Brandon communicates. So we are very honored to have him take the time from his own business to come into the Juice Plus community, share and inspire us. And when several of us heard Brandon share on his 6 human needs, I wanted him to come and share with the greater team. I don't think we can ever get enough of working on our relationship and our communication skills and personal growth. So Brandon, welcome. We're delighted to have you, and take it away.
Thanks, Sharon. Thanks. I appreciate you having me here and trusting me with all of these people, because who knows what I could talk about, right? I could talk about anything. So how many of you were really interested in changing your health insurance? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm going to crack myself up here, Sharon. I'm just kidding. We're not talking about health insurance. We're talking about self-development. We've spent the last, 25 years working with over 1 million network marketers, helping them to really up-level their game, up-level themselves, up-level their businesses. And that's what we're going to do tonight in 25 minutes. How many of you are up for that? Yeah? Okay. How many of you are like, how many of you have, I'm curious, how many of you have attended something of ours in the past? Anybody? Oh, okay. You guys are you all know what we're doing. You know what we're about. Like, you guys got this stuff dialed in. One of the things that's critical is it's 2024, right? And we have more thoughts than ever. Do you guys know you have 60,000 thoughts in a day?
Wow.
60,000 thoughts in a day. How do you muddle through all that? How do you figure out what motivates you, what guides you, what gets you to take action, what doesn't get you to take action? Like, especially if we have our survival brain that's running us, which, by the way, our survival brain asks, are we safe 4 times a second? So think about that. Like, I can't even do it that fast. Are we safe? Are we safe? Are we safe? Are we safe? That's what's guiding us most of the time, right? It's safety, it's security. And I'm going to walk through these 6 human needs, whether you've been through them with me or not. I'm going to tell you that they will meet you at a different place today. There's not a better thing to look at. I think if you're starting your year off in your business, to find out how you're guided in these 6 human needs and whether or not these needs are even being met. So as human beings, we are all guided by these 6 human needs. Now, this is after we have food, shelter, and water. It looks like, I mean, from what I see, you guys have plenty of shelter. I don't see anybody who's like out in the rain in the middle of nowhere. You got shelter. You have food, right? I'm hoping you have food and you have water. Now, if you did not have those things, you wouldn't be on a call like this. You'd be trying to seek food, shelter, and water. But once those things are met, we're driven by 6 primary needs. And how much time you spend in activity, in certain activities, is determined on whether these needs are met. So, for example, your business. How many of you are spending plenty of time in your business? I'm curious. How many time spending plenty of time? Okay, I got a couple of these and I got 2 hands up. Sandy's like, yes. Mona's like, yes. You guys are spending plenty of time in your business. Everybody else, how many of you are not spending enough time in your business? Now, why do you think that is? Tell me why you think that is. Why do you think that is? Put it in the chat. Why do you think that is? I always like to find out what people, I mean, I know what you're going to say, but I like to hear it again. Why do you think you're not spending more time in your business? Most of us are going to say it's because I don't have the time. And some of you are going to argue that to your death, right? I do not have the time. And then we talk about how to manage time and all that stuff. Yes. I say yes to too many things. In other words, Bonnie, you take care of everybody else's needs above your own, right? Life happens. My own coaching, consulting business tends to take precedence. Not a priority. I just started with Juice Plus, so I'm new. Okay. You know, a variety of answers here. Why else? Why, you know, you want to spend more time, or maybe you don't want to spend more time in your business, but you know, if you want more freedom, more time freedom, more money freedom, more success, you're going to spend more time in your business. Why aren't you spending that time there? I'm going to tell you all of those things you just said aren't why. It's because your needs aren't being met. Your needs are not being met. At least 4 of these needs at a 7 or greater. So let me walk through this with you. There are these 6 human needs that we want, that our brains desire. Number 1 is certainty. We have to have certainty, right? Think about where you get certainty in life right now. And your business might not be a place you get certainty. When I talk about certainty, I'm talking about security, survival, assurance, like a guarantee. If I told you right now, every time you went out in your business and talked to somebody about Juice Plus, $100 bill would pop out of your back pocket. how many of you would talk to a lot more people in a day?
Right.
You'd have more certainty, right? You'd be like, I know $100 bill is going to pop up, so I'm going to talk to, how many of you would talk to 100 people tomorrow? Like, you'd be like, man, I'd be a millionaire like that. Certainty, right? But your business doesn't provide you with a lot of certainty for some of you. The next need that we need is uncertainty, or what I like to call variety. So we'll just call it variety. That's new, the unknown, change, new stimulus, variety, right? We say the variety is the spice of life. That's a need we have to have in our lives. Number 3 is significance, importance in the world. Our uniqueness, where we feel special, where we feel important. Significance. We all got to have significance. Number 4 is love and connection. Most of us settle for connection when what we really want is love, but love and connection is a need. We must have that. There's proof that if we don't have love and connection, we will actually die. It actually happens. And then our 5th and 6th needs they're human needs, but they're actually spiritual needs. And they're growth and contribution. So 6 human needs: certainty, variety, significance, love and connection, growth, and contribution. We must feel growth, because if we're not growing, we're dying, right? So we have to be growing. And then we have to be feeling contribution. So watch this. I'm going to have you do this. On a scale from 0 to 10, 0 being not at all, and 10 being total and complete fulfillment of this need, I want you to write down how much of your business is providing this need. 0 is none, 10 is total and complete, right? Are you ready? So, certainty. How much certainty are you getting in your business right now? Well, when I say your business, I mean in your Juice Plus business. So how much assurance, how much guarantee? If I said $100 bill pops out of your pocket every time you talk to somebody, you're like, I guarantee I go talk to this many people, I get money. I have certainty. Some of you go talk to people and you're like, I don't know. They might say no. They might say I'm not interested. They might reject you, which, by the way, physically hurts. How many of you physically feel it when somebody rejects you? Like, it's a physical feeling, and somebody else is telling you to not ever, don't feel that feeling. Like, just avoid. Think about it as just they're offering you a stick of gum, or you offering them a stick of gum. It's like, no, it's my baby, it's my business. It hurts. It's supposed to. You care about it. So certainty on a scale from 0 to 10, how much certainty are you getting? 10, total and complete assurance, guarantee. 0, none. Just write a number down. Now, if you're trying to do this perfectly, don't, because you won't be able to. It's impossible, right? Perfectionists, don't try it. Let go. Do it 70% tonight. 70%. Variety. On a scale from 0 to 10, how much variety is your Juice Plus business giving you? 0 being none, no newness, no new stimuli, no new fun, no new joy. 10 total. That's giving me all this variety. I'm getting so much new stuff. I'm getting variety every single day. It's wonderful. I'm getting newness every day. Scale from 0 to 10. How much significance are you getting, or do you feel in your business on a scale from 0 to 10? 0 being none, 10 being I feel so significant. I'm important. I'm special. I feel unique. And think about, where do you get significance in your life? What gives you significance? Especially if you score really low right here in your business on a scale from 0 to 10, where do you get significance? Do you know where teenagers well, I'm not even gonna say teenagers, from the ages of about 19 till about 30, 19 to 30, any 19 to 30-year-olds out there today? Curious? Where do they get significance? Tattoos, piercings, Bonnie held up her phone. Absolutely. TikTok, Instagram, like, come on, right? Significance. Where do you get significance in your life? Where do you get it? Where do you feel important? Where are you missing that in your life? Love and connection. How much love and connection are you experiencing in your business on a scale from 0 to 10? Now, I know most of you want to say like a 9 because you have this community and it's wonderful and you love your Juice Plus community, but I want you to think about all aspects of it. So when you go out and work your business and you go out and interact with people in regards to your business, how much love and connection do you feel? And if it's like, no, Brandon, I'm getting 0, I'm getting disconnection everywhere because I can't get people to show up and nobody's interested. So I'm talking about all aspects of your business on a scale from 0 to 10. And then on a scale from 0 to 10, how much growth? And when I say growth, I mean internal growth. Like you feel like I am just growing every day. Every day feels like a new opportunity to get better and better and better. On a scale from 0 to 10, how much growth are you experiencing? Not just in your business, but as you work your business, how much growth are you experiencing? And you're like, Brandon, I'm being challenged every day. It's beautiful. It's incredible. Or some of you are like, I'm being challenged every day and I'm sick of it, right? You're just looking at it differently. You're not looking at it as growth. Problems are growth, guys. How many of you have problems in your business? How many of you would like to get rid of your problems? No. You'd get rid of your growth. If you got rid of your problems, you'd get rid of growth. That would stink. You'd be bored. You'd be angry. You'd be exhausted. You just got to up-level your problems, right? How many of you want better problems? Like, where do I spend my money? That might be a better problem, right? Then how do I get people to interact? But hey, problems are opportunities. Problems give us growth. If we didn't have problems, that's our biggest problem. We don't think we should have a problem, by the way. So growth, how much growth? And as some of you look at that differently, you're like, oh my gosh, I might be at a 9 if I looked at it just a little different. Yeah, you might be. Remember, where focus goes, energy flows. So where are you focused? And then contribution. On a scale from 0 to 10, how much are you contributing? Not how much you're obligated to take care of everybody, how much you're actually contributing. Now, look at your scores. If you have, how many of you have a 7 or higher in 4 areas? 7 or higher in 4 areas. All right. Well, that tells the story, doesn't it? Sally's the only one there. Sally's the only one that's got a 7 or higher in 4 areas. What does that tell me? Sally's spending time in her business because her needs are being met. Now, what if I told you Netflix? Anybody watch Netflix? In fact, right now, type in the chat something you love to do, something you love spending time in. What do you love spending time in? Type in the chat something you love spending time in. And even if it's a habit, an unhealthy habit, like too much Netflix or your phone. Hiking. Okay, Karen, that's good. That's good. Karen, I will bet TV, toddlers, cooking, reading, movies and hiking, thrifting. Is that shopping, Peggy? Is that a clever term of saying shopping? Traveling with my husband. Oh man, yeah, travel. Family, absolutely. Reading, shows. What else? What do you spend an inordinate amount of time doing? Anybody overeat? Did anybody overeat during the holidays? Okay. Eating might be part of this. You might be, yeah, but everyone enjoys eating, Brandon. Here's what I want to show you. All of these things you put down here score a 7 or higher in 4 or more of these needs. Look at them. Family. If you went through family or hiking or movies or reading or cooking or playing games on the phone, Nintendo Switch, I mean, toddlers, grandkids, kids, TV, whatever that is, I guarantee if you spend an inordinate amount of time in that, you score a 7 or higher in at least 4 of these areas. Because when you score a 7 or higher in 4 or more of these areas, it's meeting your needs at a high level. And when your needs are being met at a high level, that's where you spend your time. Doesn't that make sense, guys? Isn't that better than saying, I'm lazy? You're not lazy. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. There's nothing wrong with you. The reason you might not be spending more time in your Juice Plus business is because these needs are not being met at a higher level. That's it. That's it. It's like exercise. How many of you have one of your goals for 2024 is to exercise more? Watch the hands. Here they come. Here's the great news. That's a really awesome goal. Here's the sad news. 85% of you will be done with that goal by February 1st. Isn't that crazy? 85% of you. That's like, The only reason you won't spend more time exercising is because it won't meet at least 4 more of your needs at a high level. I exercise every day. Not because I have to, not because I'm supposed to, not because I need to, because it meets all of my needs at a high level, 4 or more out of 7 or more. That's the reason I do it. That's the reason I spend time with my kids. That's the reason I work. That's the reason I'm here on a call with you at 7:52 p.m. Mountain Time when there is a college championship football game going on right now that Washington's going to get squashed in, since I'm rooting for Washington. But some of you are like, you don't even care, but I love football. It's why I'm here. That's the only reason I could be here. Because I love doing this. Because 4 or more of my needs are met at a high level. So some of you are asking this question. Okay, Brandon, then how do I meet my needs at a higher level? Here's number one, what I want you to think about is this is the place to focus. Not there's something wrong with me. Some of you spend so much time in questions. You question yourself. There's something wrong with me. I'm broken. I can't figure out what's wrong with me. I have some issue. I have some struggle. I mean, you spend too much time there instead of, hey, it's these needs. It's simply these needs. These needs are what I want to focus on. Getting at least 4 or more met at a high level, 7 or higher. How do you do it? Guys, I'll give you some simple examples. How many of you, when you work your Juice Plus business, you do it from one place? Like you do it from that place you're sitting in right now. How many of you do that? Yes? Yeah? How many of you can do it from different places? Some of you are like, yes, you could do it from your car. You could do it from this room or another room, or you could do it from a coffee shop. You're like, why would you do that? So you raise your level of variety. That's kind of really simple, isn't it? Now you go, somebody might go, why do you go to a coffee shop? To increase my variety. I want to grow my variety. If you're going to exercise, I'm going to tell you to do different exercises. If you do the same exercise every single day, I'm going to tell you you're not going to have any variety. And pretty soon you stop exercising. How many of you know this? How many of you had a routine with exercise and it provides a certain level of certainty and then eventually it gets old and boring and you're like, you don't do it anymore? Yeah? Variety, it's critical. How could you increase your certainty in your business, which is absolutely critical to the survival brain? If it's saying, I'm safe, I am safe, or am I safe, am I safe, am I safe? What it's saying is, do I have certainty? Do I have certainty? Do I have certainty? How can you get more certainty in your business without a $100 bill popping out of your pocket? Create more structure. How many of you have a system every week where you sit down and you do a prioritizing session for the week? Anybody do this? It takes 20 minutes, takes a half hour. I promise you that'll create more certainty, right, Sally? Sally knows this. She's in. This will create way more certainty. That's a way to get more certainty in your business. Follow a system. I know Sharon's got systems for you guys. Come on. She's got systems on systems. You just have to follow a system. If you start engaging in a system, if you get more organized, you'll create more certainty. Now, Rebel Brain does not want to be controlled and told what to do, right? So it's like, how many of you do not want to be told what to do, even from yourself? So like, from now on, I'm going to prioritize and schedule things in. And Brain's like, no, I'm not. I'm going to do what I want, when I feel like it. That's part of our Rebel Brain. We all have different parts of us. Some of you know about that because we dug into that. Different parts of us, that's just Rebel Brain. But you could do that to create more certainty. But look what you're doing. You're not doing organization just for the sake of organization. You're doing it to create more certainty so you'll spend more time in your business. Does this make sense? Love and connection. Guys, how could you create more love and connection? Have more groups, have more interactions. Think about when you're out connecting with people, as that is a connection point. It is critical for us, our nervous systems, to engage with other people. We got to do it. Think about just all I'm doing is that I'm improving my nervous system because I'm engaging with other people. Don't think of it as I'm going to get potentially rejected or I got to go talk to a bunch of people. I'm talking to a bunch of people, so I increase my love and connection. Significance. You want to grow your significance? Guys, how many of you have volunteered to be a guest speaker here or get a guest speaker here on this call? How many of you have volunteered to help Sharon have more? You'll facilitate calls. I know in the power hours that you guys do, they are always looking for somebody to take over, right? How many of you have volunteered for that? That would create more significance. The more involved in your community you get, and the more engaged you get, and the more you take on, the more significant you'll feel. That'll also grow your contribution. How can you grow your growth? Guys, simple. Simply ask this question every single day. If there's one thing you get from this more than anything else, it's you ask yourself these two questions every day. How is this issue, problem, struggle, whatever it is, how is it helping me grow? What am I learning from this so that I can serve somebody in the future? Guys, that simple way to look at growth is a game changer. That will increase your growth. So look, we've just done like 4 things: certainty, more organization, maybe one day a week. Every Monday you do a prioritizing session. That's it. Planning session. And we have access. You guys have had access to that and what we do there. Prioritizing session, one day a week, more certainty. Certainty maybe goes up by 1 or 2 points. Variety, you work from a different place every time you go work. That goes up 1 or 2 points. After a couple of weeks. Significance, you get more involved in your community, which also more involved in your community is going to grow connection. 1 or 2 points we're growing here, right? Little tiny things you're doing. Contribution goes up. You look at growth differently because you're thinking, how am I growing? How am I getting stronger? How am I getting better? How is this making me better? It's just a different look at it. Growth grows 1 or 2 points, and all of a sudden you've got 4 or more of these needs at a 7 or higher, and you're spending an inordinate amount of time, or at least more time in your business, which is going to equate to what? Impacting more people and affecting your bottom line, making more money. That's it. It's another way to evaluate it and look at it. 6 human needs. Here's the one last thing I'm going to share with you. If you look at these 6 human needs in your business, right now, what is your brain craving more than anything else? If you look at these needs, what do you need more of than anything else? And most people will say certainty or significance. What if you changed and made the most important need contribution? What if you said, tomorrow, who can I contribute to this week? How can I contribute to more people? How can I be a contributor? What if that became your primary question on a daily basis? What if instead of craving certainty, you craved contribution? What if instead of craving significance, where's my place in the world, you craved contribution? A sense of service, focus on helping, giving, supporting to people, growing team, growing their success, growing their income, growing their well-being, growing their health. What if your focus was more on them than it was on you, and your contribution grew? Would your life change if your contribution became more important than your certainty or variety or significance. And I'm going to tell you, life would significantly change for you. So listen, guys, contribution is it's the key, right? It is the key to focus on. If you think about contribution, I always look at it like it's a dartboard, and contribution is in the very middle, and then growth, and then love and connection, and then significance, and then variety, and then certainty. And if you're always trying to be certain, you're always missing the dartboard. You're going out here and not getting any of your needs met. If you'll focus on contribution and you miss the dartboard or you miss the bullseye, you'll get your other needs met. It's really crazy, but it works. Now, is it the easiest thing to just flip and go into contribution? No, but it's a start to be aware of it. Start to recognize where you're spending your time is where your needs are being met. And you guys could actually roundtable with each other and go, hey, let's find ways to create more certainty in our business. Let's find ways to create more variety. Let's find ways to create more significance and love and connection. Let's find those ways. Anybody have any ideas? I'm sure you guys are full of ideas. Share them with each other. You grow your needs, you spend more time in your business. It's that simple. Because you do in your family and reading and TV shows and traveling and thrifting. My wife gets a lot of her needs met through thrifting. She calls it shopping. She calls it buying. I call it buying. She calls it shopping. So I get my needs met, exercise, working with you guys. I love it. So Sharon, if you don't mind, I would love to at least tell you guys about one of the things that I think is critical is gratitude. Gratitude is an absolute game changer. How many of you have a real strong gratitude practice that you use every day? And not just writing in your journal. I mean, deeper than that. We do a gratitude exercise every Wednesday. It's absolutely free. Who's been part of this? Been part of this? Well, Sally, maybe you can tell them about it because it sounds like you're the only one that's been part of it. Sally, maybe you can let them know what it's all about, but it's absolutely free. You guys can come, and every Wednesday we do a gratitude exercise, and it's a fantastic way to get yourself in a really powerful state. It's a great way to grow your 6 human needs when you're in a gratitude space. So I'm going to include in here, if you don't mind, Sharon, a link for them to register. You register for part of this Facebook group, and then in this Facebook group are all the details to get into this Wednesday call. It's absolutely free. Sally, you're part of that group, right? Let them know there's no,
I think I am too.
we don't do any weird things in there or try to convince them. We don't try to convince you to do anything. Every Wednesday, nothing we're selling, nothing we're, doing other than offering that to you. So I'll put the link in here. Is that okay to do that, Sharon?
Yes, absolutely. Because my team knows I'm all about gratitude.
That's the link, guys. That'll take you to a Facebook group that you join and asked to be part of. We require a couple of things like, just not going on and selling your products and things like that. But as long as you'll say yes to that, you'll see the information for all of Wednesday's calls that we do every Wednesday, and they're free. They're yours. And then, are there any NMDs here? Any NMDs?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Few. Okay. We have an NMD masterclass coming up in a couple of weeks. So I'll include that link too if you guys want to check that out, but that's for NMDs only. So a couple of things to know more about us and what we do beyond this. But guys, 6 human needs are so important, so vitally important. And here's what I'll do. If you guys will join this Facebook group, you have questions about the 6 human needs, ask me in that Facebook group and I'll be happy to answer them. How's that? So if you have any questions about these 6 human needs, join that Facebook group and you can ask us questions about that in that Facebook group and I'll answer you. I'll actually give you, I'll answer any question that you have. Yeah.
Thank you, Brandon. Thank you so much. I cannot, when I asked you to do this call several months ago, I didn't know the national football game was going to be on tonight. So I hope you have it recorded on some level.
I'd rather be doing this.
I hope you have it recorded on some level, but I certainly appreciate you being here, and thank you everybody for being here. You know, my team knows that we're all about gratitude, and many of our leadership calls, we start out with gratitude. What are we grateful for? And it's good to call that out and have extraordinary gratitude. And I know, Brandon, you're on that as well. And then I love your statement, who can or how can I contribute more? What kind of contribution can I have? And I think when we focus on that versus ourselves, as you said, it makes all the difference in our day and our attitude and everything that we do. So Brandon, I cannot thank you enough. Thank you everybody for being here. I hope I took 2 full pages of notes. I'm sure you all did too. And let Brandon know how much we appreciated having him with us this evening. So thank you all for being here.
Thank you, Brandon. This
Thank
is
you.
awesome.
Thank you.
Tremendous.
It
Thank
was
you.
wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Brandon.
Brandon.
Guys have a great week.
Happy
Good night,
New Year,
everybody.
Brandon.
Good night.
Good night.